Namaste children. So welcome back to our session of the revolt of 1857. So this is the part 2 and you very well learned in the first part the causes for the revolt of 1857. So this session will let you know how the revolt couldn't be able to be further carried on by our Indians and how it met with a failure and finally it ended. So, your learning from this session will be that you will be able to list the happenings in the revolt. You will be able to match the leaders with the centers of the revolt. You will be able to create a flow chart on the main centers of the revolt, analyze the various causes for the failure of the revolt, locate the places of the revolt in the map of India, and write the major changes done by the British Parliament after the revolt. So, this will be a very interesting chapter. You will be able to know a lot about the Indian struggle also through this. So, our pre knowledge is from the previous session and also from our previous chapters. So, the policies that were introduced by the Britishers in the practice of increasing their revenues. And you also learned about the causes like the economic, political, social, religious, military, and also the immediate causes. So let us move further in our topic. So you also have been remembering, I guess, that you learned about these kings and the queens who lost their kingdoms to the Britishers because of their policies, like the doctrine of lapse. So like Nana Sahib, Rani Lakshmi Bai, and Begum Hazrat Mahal. So now the revolt actually begins. So let us know how the revolt actually began with. So the revolt begins, the first martyr of the revolt of 1857 at Barakpur was Mangal Pandey. So once the revolt began, the fight with the British began, and the first person who was killed in this revolt was Mangal Pandey. He was a young soldier who was hanged on 29th March 1857. 24th April, the Indian sepoys refused to use the greased cartridge. And on 9th May 1857, 85 of them were dismissed and sentenced to 10 years of imprisonment. So this was the next incidences that was taking place. So first Mangal Pandey, he started the revolt with the Britishers. He was the soldier who refused to use the cartridge, and when he was forced, he just shot a couple of the British army generals, because of which he was sentenced to death, and he was hanged on March 29th of 1857. And this further led to the revolts in different places, like in different armies of different places. So the Indian sepoys started the revolt in 24th April, and on May 9th 1857, 87 of them because of this revolt were dismissed and were sentenced for 10 years of imprisonment. And this is Mangal Pandey. So this picture whom you can see was Mangal Pandey. So this rebel is to be saluted because this revolt only started the actual revolt of 1857. So his mutiny against the British officers triggered the 1857 War of Independence. And on the right hand side corner, you can see the image of a person who is in a British Army uniform. So this is from a picture based on Mangal Pandey's life. So it was enacted by Aamir Khan, the Bollywood actor. So he revolted against the Enfield P53 rifle, which used cartridges greased with pigs and cow's fat. So Pandey was slang used by the British soldiers to describe a traitor. So Pandey was declared as a traitor because he was against the Britishers. So he was in the 34th Bengal Native Infantry, part of the East India Company's army. So his brave act motivated many people, and the sepoys in different armies of different places started to revolt against the Britishers, and this is the way the revolt started spreading. So large part of India and central India was also taking up this revolt, and many people joined in that. So the important centers of the revolt were Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Bareilly, Jhansi, and Ara in Bihar. So we call it as the DLK and BJA. So if you remember this short form, the first letters of these states, you will be able to know the important centers of the revolt. DLK and BJA, they represent Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Bareilly, Jhansi, and Ara of Bihar. So let us move further and see the map. So these were the main centers that has been spotted in the map. So you will be asked to point these places in the map, and you should have a practice to point them correctly in the map where they belong to. Now Bahadur Shah Zafar, the symbolic leader of Delhi, and Bakht Khan. So in Delhi, the aged Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar was the symbolic leader, but the real command was with a group of soldiers headed by General Bakht Khan. So this person, Bahadur Shah Zafar, who is on the left, he was the person who was supporting the sepoys, whoever were revolting against the Britishers, and the main person, the General Bakht Khan, was the person who was giving the actual support to the sepoys of the mutiny. And Nana Sahib Peshwa and Tantia Tope. So the revolt was also led by Nana Sahib at Kanpur. The chief responsibility of fighting on behalf of Nana Sahib fell on the shoulders of Tantia Tope, one of the military persons, most loyal commander of Nana Sahib from Kanpur. And the revolt was also supported in Lucknow by Hazrat Mahal, the Begum of Awadh. And if you see further, the revolt of Jhansi was led by Rani Lakshmi Bai. Tales of her bravery and courage and military skills have inspired Indians. So you would have seen in many places a woman with a sword on the horse with a child on a back, tied to her back. So that is the idol or the statue of Rani Lakshmi Bai. She fought in the battlefield and she died in the battlefield as a brave person. She has been always looked upon as a symbol of courage for women. The next is Kumar Singh, a zamindar of Jagdishpur near Ara, was the chief organizer of the revolt in Bihar. So these were some of the people who very well contributed in the revolt and tried to motivate people to take it further to different places. And these were some of the weapons that were used by the people who were fighting against the Britishers, like the axes, the bows, and the arrows. So these you can even be able to see in some of the museums. So we also used the spears and the lathis. So finally we come to the topic of the end of the revolt. So what happened? What was the reason for the revolt to end? So the British decided to suppress the powerful revolt with great severity. So we have seen how the revolt has been spreading all through India and how it has been supported by the different rulers of the different places. So the British could understand that if it continues further, the ruling becomes difficult, and so they decided that the revolt had to be somehow suppressed and stopped. So the British decided to suppress it with full power and great severity. So Delhi was recaptured in September 1857. Bahadur Shah was sentenced to imprisonment. Rani Lakshmi Bai was defeated and killed in June 1858, and Tantia Tope escaped to the jungles in central India, continued to fight the guerrilla war until captured and killed. So guerrilla war, you know that the soldiers will hide themselves behind the trees and on the treetops, and they will attack the enemy when they come in front of them. So this was the way these people somehow tried to suppress the Britishers, but they were instead suppressed and killed by the Britishers. So causes for the failure for the revolt was that the revolt of 1857 suffered from a weak leadership. So the leaders, though they were there, they were fighting for different causes and they concentrated only on their particular cause, which couldn't support the further cause of the other people. So it was not planned and organized either. So the leaders from different places couldn't communicate and have an organized way of taking the revolt further. So there was a clear lack of unity among the rebels also. There was no common purpose among them during the revolt of 1857. So these were some of the causes because of which the failure also took place for the revolt. And the other causes you can say is that the revolt did not spread to all the parts of India. Instead, it was confined to the northern and central India. Also, the rulers of Kashmir, Gwalior, and Hyderabad helped the British against the revolt. So, unfortunately, our own rulers who belonged to Kashmir, Gwalior, and Hyderabad were helping the Britishers to suppress the revolt. So, the lack of resources, both in trained men and modern weapons, made the rebels to give up the fight on many occasions. So, we have seen that we have been using the old method of weapons like the axes, the swords, etc., whereas the Britishers had the guns and rifles with them to suppress our army. So, also many communities like Rajputs, Gurkhas, Holkars supported the British rather than taking part in the mutiny. Then, the turning point of the revolt came when the British Parliament Act was introduced in 1858. East India Company took up the full charge of India. British was crowned, the Queen was crowned, and direct responsibility for ruling India was in the hands of the British from England. So it was in the hands of the Queen, and she was giving all the commands from there, and the direct rule was introduced to further suppress the revolt and not to give such opportunities for the revolts to start up. So the Indian rulers had to rule as subordinates to the British crown, that is the Queen. So British also decided they would not interfere in the religious and social practices of the people in India. So keeping in view the revolt and its causes, Britishers also decided that they will also put down some of their rules and regulations, they will relax some of their restrictions, and they decided that they would not interfere in the religious and social practices of the people in India. Soldiers of Awadh, Bihar, and central India were no longer taken in the army. 6 Gurkhas and Pathans who helped in the suppression of revolt were recruited in the army in large numbers. So, in this way, slowly the British also took in some changes in their policies. So, the reasons for the revolt, as you can say, is the centers of the leaders of the revolt were there, but the causes of the failure was also being known. So, there was no proper support. There were people who were against our own people also. So the major changes made the British after the revolt were that they brought in some changes in their policies, and also they let Indians also to participate in their religious purposes without any interference. So in this way you get to know about how the revolt of 1857 took shape in India, and finally it also failed. So hope you got to know how the revolt had somehow contributed in the struggle for independence, children. So with this we end our session. Thank you.